The government of Peru declared a nationwide state of emergency on December 14th, 2022, amid deadly protests that is happening throughout the country. See Today got a chance to sit down with the ambassador, the Indonesian ambassador to Peru, Her Excellency Ambassador Marina Estela, to talk about the current situation in the country, what is really happening, and how does it affect people's daily life. So first of all, I would like to say thank you so much, Her Excellency Ambassador Marina Estela, for your time, for us to be able to sit down with See Today and to talk about the unrest that is happening in Peru right now. So of course, we want to start the discussion to know about what is happening in Peru, Ibu. But the first question that I want to ask, how are you and how's the team in Peru right now?
Yeah, first of all, I would like also to thank you, Rebecca Napitupulu and Sia today for giving us opportunity to know about our information on Peru and our staff. Now I accompanied by my staff, Pa Hanky, who in charge of cultural and information section, and also Pak Paulus, who in charge of political division, and of course other staff who assisted us with this tonight.
So we want to ask about what is actually happening in Peru, and can you share with us the current situation in the country, Bu?
First, maybe I would like to explain that the current situation in Peru, or we can say that political crisis in Peru, started when the President Pedro Castillo announced to dissolve the Congress, and he also announced the establishment, not to announce the emergency government. He announced this situation, because the Congress would like to vote it or impeach him for the third time due to the moral incapacity. So they said that the president is considered had no capability to govern the country and also issue the corruption. And then with 101 votes in favor, so they announced that Pedro Castillo is no longer president of the Peru, and after that, the Congress appointed the Vice President Dina Boluarte as a new and first woman president in Peru. And since that, the protests start, the violent mobilization start not only in Lima, but also especially in out of Lima, in Arequipa, in Cusco, southern part of Peru, and now spreading at least in 15 regions in Peru. And why they protest? Because they protest they demand the resignation of the President Boluarte, and also the closure of Congress, and also they demand early general election.
Could you share how's the situation in Lima, Peru right now, Ibu?
Lima, Peru, divided in several districts, and especially the protests that occurred in Centro, near the palace where the president lived. But now the president left. At 7 December, president left the palace, and then on his way to the Mexican embassy, the police arrested. This is the start why people, especially who living outside of Lima, spread the violence and protested about this situation.
Of course, this whole situation would affect the economy, the tourism, and I believe that people's daily activities also been affected about this. Could you share how this affect those sectors in Peru as well, Ibu?
Yeah, of course, this affected economy because the protester, the demonstrations, demonstrator blocked the roads and set the fires, yeah, and then even they block the same factory, like the biggest milk factory in Arequipa, Gloria, and also Coca-Cola, so many famous factories. So, and then they said that, and also this event discouraging consumption of the people, and they said that they will lose about 15 or 20% of their sales, around 200 or 300 million in sales have been lost, and then. Of course, this has also affected the tourism. At the end of December, many tourists would like to spend their holiday at the hotel, and they spend their holiday with the family. But because this current situation, they cancel their trip to Arequipa, and now the government also closed the two airports in Arequipa and Cusco, and then people cannot go to Cusco or to Arequipa.
Is there any difficulties for the public to get daily necessities, for example, food or house utilities in this current situation?
At the moment, it's not yet. But, like for example, like Lima, people who living in Lima is depend on the foodstuff from outside of the Lima, and then especially from Ica, and also maybe the milk from Arequipa. So of course it could be in the future if the government cannot solve this problem. So maybe we are facing this problem. Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned about the government solving this whole situation, Bu. Can you explain what has the Peruvian government done to address this issue?
Yeah, the new president announced that the state emergency, yeah, within the 30 days. And then we heard that maybe it's not allowed for people to go outside at night to organize a party, and so stay at home. Maybe it's like before the pandemic, there is curfew. So this is the first step organized by the government.
Of course, we also want to know about the Indonesian citizens who live in Peru, Ibu. Could you share with us how many are there, their background, occupations, and how's their living condition for the Indonesian citizens who live in Peru right now?
Yeah. In Peru, there are not so many people, less than 100 people living in Peru, in the whole of Peru. But I just heard from my staff there is 5 tourists, 4 Indonesian tourists in Cusco and 1 in Arequipa. So they are stuck in the city. They cannot move, but we appealed them to stay in the hotel. And if there is possibility to move to another hotel near the airport, so maybe the airport's open, so they can leave the city to Lima. Mm-hmm. This tourist is from the Indonesian who live in USA, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And but Indonesian who live in Peru, as I mentioned before, is around 94 people. most of them are embassy staff is in Lima. The others is missionaries who work in the Catholic Church, and also Indonesian who married Peruvian, and also 3 badminton coaches who work in Lima. Yeah. We are concerned only the Indonesian tourists who stay at the hotel now in Cusco. But since I think since yesterday or 2 days ago, we also asked them to avoid the demonstration, yeah, and then to avoid crowds, and then to follow our social media, because normally we spread our latest information to them, and then follow instruction the local authority or the police officer.
If any family members of the Indonesian people who live in Indonesia or outside of Peru would like to know an update about what is happening in Peru or regarding about their family, how would they be able to contact the Indonesian embassy in Peru, Ibu?
So we have, we have email, and also we have a contact person, yeah, who in charge in consular. The name is Pak Rangga and also Pak Tantan. I think we can give you the name of the contact person. But at the moment we are safe here. As I mentioned before, that one family who married Peruvian live in Cusco, but they are safe. What we concern is the 4 Indonesian tourists who live in Cusco right now, and one in Arequipa.
So if we talk about this unrest situation that is happening in Peru, how will this affect the bilateral relationship between Indonesia and Peru, Ibu?
I think the current situations will not affect the bilateral relation between Indonesia and Peru, because we have a very good relation, yeah, and then Peru or Latin American is very strategic region for us. And Peru is very important for Indonesia. We established the bilateral relations since 1975. We opened our embassy in 2002, and Peru opened their embassy in 1992. So because Peru is a strategic partner for Indonesia, Peru is number 4 our trading partner. So we are in the last 5 years we got surplus from this trade. And then Peru, who is a rich country, export or depend on the mining sector, agriculture, and then fisheries, fish product, and textile and tourism. And then we import them from Peru. Most of them is agriculture product, such as cocoa bean, quinoa, and etc. And I think that these current situations wouldn't affect our bilateral relations.
That is such a good news to hear, even though it might not be the most suitable situation right now in Peru, but it is such a good news to hear that what is happening won't affect the bilateral relationship between Indonesia and Peru. Thank you so much, Her Excellency Ambassador Marina Estela, for the informations, for the short but very packed information that you shared. Of course, we, our C2Day family here, would wish you and all the Indonesians who lived in Peru to stay safe, and hope that the government will solve this and everything will go back in places as well.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. And then maybe please inform especially the people in Indonesia or who have a family who travel to Peru, do not worry, because first we have an embassy here who are always open to be contacted, and we also open to be assisted. And the situation in Peru, we hope that the government could solve this problem soon. Yeah, yeah, so hope that everything is going smoothly.
Yes, we wish for the same thing as well. Thank you so much, Ibu. Please send our best wishes to all the Indonesians there, and we hope that we can talk to you soon about other things that is happening in Peru.